Hi guys, so this is step 3 and this part is have lost. You'll see it right here, and we're just going to work through some loops, boards, more abstraction. It's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go over what the function is described to do. So it's a helper function which checks at the end of each turn if the game has been lost, returns true if the board is false, is no possible turns exist, and false otherwise. Argument board, so that's this, and then that's the board you wish to check for a losing state. So basically what we have here, our boards are generally considered states. There's like states of boards, like every time you look at a board, say you're playing chess, whatever the board looks like at that moment is called the board state. So that's what we're looking at when we're talking about what the board state is. And so imagine you have a 2048 board. Have lost will look at this board state and then determine whether or not it's possible to move anymore, and if it's not, then you have lost. Or you haven't lost, depends. So also another thing I want to mention just before we move on is that you'll notice a lot of these say helper function, and the reason why they're called helper functions is because these functions are useful when we're playing the game. They're not necessarily running the game, but they're very helpful, hence helper. They're very helpful in determining certain things and abstracting away a big layer, so that's easier to use these functions. And for example, if you're playing the game, it's easy to see, oh, have lost. Okay, this will determine whether or not I've lost. So that's very useful. For this one, we're just going to write 2 lines of code, as you can see right here. Your code here, 15, 1 to 2 lines. So you just want to check every XY position on the board to see if a move is possible, because if there's no moves possible, then that means you can no longer play and you've lost. So that's basically what you want to do here. There's a little bit of a description here how you can go through the board 0 0 1 0 2 0. The way you'll see it is that these are the rows and these are the columns. These are the rows and these are the columns. So for example, this would be row 0, column 0. This would be row 0, column 1, and etc. and so on. So you may notice that there's 2 for loops here. The reason why we nest 2 for loops is because this is a very common way to go through boards. Because, for example, imagine you have y at 0, then you will go through x is 0, 1, 2, assuming n equals 3, right? 0, 1, 2. And so check 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Then it will go to y equals 1. So you go 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. So as you can see, that kind of go through all of these. So that's why it's useful when for using these to iterate through boards. So now that you kind of know what the nested loop is doing and how it checks through the condition, how it checks through each part, and then you want to check the condition whether it satisfies it or not, now you can finish up these 1 or 2 lines of code, and also make sure you utilize the testing section for this one, and that will be the end of step 3. Thanks.